square kilometre and a 2.8 square kilometre tenement, and the project is currently being drilled, with the first 100 metres already being completed, with very encouraging sulfides from 30 metres down to 160 metres. The project includes 7 historical mines, 31 drill holes, extensive auger, and many outstanding shallow gold intercepts with up to 32.2 grams per tonne gold and 2.9 grams per tonne at 14 metres. So, Phil, what can you tell us about this project?
Well, Mark, the project's pretty exciting in that there are 5 historic mines there, Neighbours, True Blue, Adelaide, and a couple of others. But there's other mines that we haven't even named yet that you can see the remnants of the shafts and the mullock heaps from where the ore was taken out. Our predecessor, Dennis Walsh, who's now our chief geologist, has done quite a significant amount of very high quality soil work and RC air drilling, and he came up with some pretty good numbers. And you mentioned that 14 metre deep envelope with 2.9 grams per tonne of gold. So what we've done is we've spent a significant amount of money and expertise and time with gradient array geophysics and then dipole, and then we had 3 different geophysicists interpret that data using their own software, and we came up with a pretty good structural model of what's going on. So then we decided to drill directly under the Neighbours mine shaft and the hole that gave us that envelope, and even just 2 metres down in the oxidised zone of where the granites have been broken up, we could start to see disseminated sulfides, and those disseminated sulfides clearly are carrying gold because we saw that in the 14 metre envelope that was tested. And so we're just seeing significant amounts of sulfide in the core all the way down to 160 metres, where it happened to be today that we finished drilling, and we've moved the drill over to the next target, which is going to target 90 degrees to the direction of the drill at the moment that we've just completed. And so what that will do is it'll give us a good idea of how the geophysics is representing the vein systems, and like Tooleen and fossil Tooleen and other places, the gold gets mineralised through these vein systems with layers of quartz, and there's a lot of carbonate replacement going on as well, which just basically means this granite was cooked pretty hot over a period of time, and no doubt once we get the thin sections done, there'll be evidence of overprinting. But we're looking for fine grade, well disseminated gold amongst the sulfides, and if it's there, then I think we're all going to be happy chappies. We've finished packing up all the trays today, so they're going up to the sawmill and they'll be cut in half, and once they're cut in half, they'll be broken up into bags in 1 metre lots, and then they'll go off to the assay lab and they'll do a fire assay to tell us how much gold is or isn't there, and what other elements we're seeing, whether we're seeing galena, sphalerite, pyrite, pyrrhotite, or whether we're seeing other minerals there. But it's interesting that we can see arsenic in the sulfides, and we can see, we think is possibly stibnite as well, which is tin, and that area is well known for tin. So generally speaking, we're absolutely wrapped with what we've seen in our first drill hole. We can't wait until we get the assays finished, and our next hole will start in about 1 week's time, because these drillers work 2 weeks on, 1 week off, so they can have a break, and it's pretty hard work, so they deserve a bit of a break.
And can you expand on what is required to take this further?
If what we perceive to be the mineralised envelope actually ends up being it, then we'll have about a 400 by 800 metre deep open cut pit, and basically take out all the gold, and I suspect that will be somewhere between 50,000 ounces and whatever the north value is. And then we'll basically, we've put a lot of work already in with the environmental group up in Parkes. And so we've got probably the start of getting permission to build a mine there. And it's on private land. So we know the owner of the private land exceptionally well. So it'll be basically a function of putting an open cut in there, mining it, heap leaching probably, which is not that expensive. We probably won't be using open cyanide initially. But once again, all this metallurgical work has to go through the system to figure out what the most optimal way of processing the gold is, and then basically start running the mine. So it's quite a well-known track in terms of what documents we need to produce, how to produce them. I've done a couple of sets of these before, and so has Dennis. So we've got plenty of experience and expertise in this area.
Okay. Well, Phil Thomas, the CEO of AIS Resources, thank you for talking to us there about the Yalgogrin Gold Project in West Wyalong, New South Wales, Australia.